the final race of the week for Fast, and once again, it's at Daytona, here for the Daytona 125 for the Fast Alienware Performance Series, and this one is going to be good. So hello everyone, Josh Mertz up here bringing you the commentary feed as always for the Automotive Sports Network today, as we don't have a lot of time, so once we get through our social media and JSD plugs, it's off to the drivers meeting. But anywho, ASN social media, facebook.com/Automotive Sports Network, twitter.com/ASNTV_USA. Join the conversation at hashtag ASNTVUSA for Facebook and Twitter. ASN On Demand is youtube.com/ASNTVUSA. ASN Live is twitch.tv/ASNTVUSA. Our fancy new site is asntv.us, and email us at any time for any broadcast inquiries, comments, questions, or concerns, as I messed up my groove there, asntvUSA@gmail.com. As this broadcast was brought to you by Java Shot Designs, if you need any painting done for any of your racing interests, contact Adam Sweet at his page at facebook.com/Java Shot Designs. Anyway, drivers meeting, it's time to go to Randall Coleman.
Pretty simple as always. Pit road speed here is 55 miles per hour. You have to merge on the backstretch. Let's see, double file restarts, leader gets lane choice, 2 cautions, and you'll be asked to park. I think everybody in here knows about the wrecking under yellow. If you hit someone under yellow and wind up wrecking them, it will be a black flag. New rule in effect tonight. After last night, since the rule was missing, it's been in there before, but it was missing, and there was nothing you could do about it. For now on, the leader or whoever, actually, it doesn't matter if it's the leader or second place. One of them 2 drivers has to cross the start-finish line before you can pass them. And it goes for every single row. You cannot pass the 2 cars in front of you until you cross the start-finish line. I think that would be pretty generous, because there are some leagues out there that won't allow you to pass anyone until turn 2. So we're allowing it for the start-finish line. The only exceptions will be is if someone has an engine blown and you have to go by them, or if they spin their tires or whatnot and you have to make an evasive move to get by them, or if they lose a gear. In those cases, if you do pass them, then it'll be looked at, and if they admit, if someone says that that's what happened, then you'll be fine. But it's to give the chance for the leaders too to get going, because the green flag doesn't drop at the same time for everybody due to their ping and how quick they can bounce from the server back. So that's just a heads up. Once you cross the start finish line, you can pass them if they're slower, but do not pass any car in front of you until you cross the start finish line. Let's see, blocking's allowed at 10 to go, but do so at your own risk. We've had, well, yeah, this setup here actually doesn't look that bad as where it slides up, but just give room if you're on the higher line. It'll give time for the people.
Plenty, in fact.
Yeah. If you get forced below the yellow line, let one of us know. If you pass someone, then we'll. If you pass someone by going below the yellow line, you have to get the position back. If you get forced down there, just let us know, and we'll look at it and determine, or if someone sees it or something, then, we'll handle it then. Keep the feuds in check. It is super speedway racing. This is the last night of it for a while, so I think that we've had actually a pretty good start this season. I mean, especially for being Daytona and having the number of cautions that we've had.
Yes,
it's actually been really, really good.
That cup race was awesome.
Yeah, when you go from having 2 in the Fresh Talent race, 4 in the Cup and the Super Speedway Series, and 1 last night. This one here, I expect about the same kind of results. It is a 50-lap race, so everybody just take your time and be real easy.
And that was Randall Coleman in race control, letting everyone know that the rules for today's race as he suddenly finds his way on track. As we have cars on track, Luke Fleming on pole in car number 75. On his outside is Josh Mertz in car number 18. Then it's Randall Coleman, Sean Whitehill, Nathan Sovic, Corbin Wentz, David Calhoun, Jacob Kraus, Carl Robinson, Tim Titch. That's your 10-car field here today for the opening round of the newly renamed Fast Performance Series. As Mertz won the closing round of the Sports Stock Series at Las Vegas, and we have come to a plate track for the opening round. Safety cars off for the 50-lap race at the Daytona International Speedway. Fleming will lead us down to the green flag. As we round turns 3 and 4 for the opening lap here at Daytona. Fleming will lead. Coleman on the outside. Sovic battling for second. Then it's Mertz behind him. Whitehill is giving a bump. Is Coleman to Fleming in car number 75. And then Sovic with Mertz. Whitehill on the outside. I believe it's Calhoun on the bottom with Wentz, Robinson, and Tim Titch. Or Titch then Robinson, rather. So 2 on the inside, 3 on the outside. With a Camaro and a Challenger, then a Mustang, a Camaro, and a Camaro. So pony cars racing here at the Daytona International Speedway, as it was supposed to be the Corbin Huffman Mobile, the Toyota Camry of Austin Hake. I don't think he made it through tech inspection, so we only have 10 cars in today's race, and they are all muscle cars. The Chevrolet Camaro, the Ford Mustang, and the Dodge Challenger roaring around the 2.5-mile Daytona International Speedway. The outside, coming into the 4 with Fleming on the outside, leads lap number 2 as it was tied for second between Sovic and Coleman. Coleman got it as there's 7 on the outside, 3 on the inside, and it looks like Kraus is trying to find a way to the outside, so it's going to leave Sovic and Mertz all alone on the inside of the track. So that's not going to be very nice for them. It's down the backstretch on lap number 3. As Coleman hooked up with Fleming, and then his teammate, as to the middle goes Tim Titch. He's going to drop to the bottom of the racetrack to try and take the fight to the leaders on the outside. It looks like car on the wall for a moment. No, we're still good. As all the cars are within 0.7 of a second, so that is good to see. As Sovic on the inside still soldiering on. He wants to keep that inside moving. Corbin Wentz to the inside now, and nearly in the wall is Randall Coleman on lap number 4. That wouldn't end very well. As 3 wide with Carl Robinson, Nathan Sovic, and Sean Whitehill now with Corbin Wentz. As down the backstretch they nearly make contact, not giving any room is Corbin Wentz, as backing out is Sean Whitehill. So the outside is 2 car lengths ahead of the inside as Fleming, Coleman drops to the bottom. He's going to try and take the lead. He's got a huge run. On the outside is Wentz with Sovic along with Fleming. And on the inside is Coleman, Titch, Mertz, and Kraus. As leading lap number 4 will be Randall Coleman for Revolution Motorsports. As your defending champion, he had this series locked up for about a month before the end of the season. He had it locked up at least a month before the Iowa round, which we covered. It was round 19 at the Iowa Speedway. Transponder issue with Sean Whitehill as usual, as they never seem to get the brackets tight on that 88 car, as pretty much single file, side-by-side Sovic with Mertz, side-by-side Wentz with Robinson. You see a lot of rookies in this series, and this is one of the rookie series, as there's nothing you can do to your car setup. You get a car setup supplied by you from the race officials, and you have to use it. So it levels the playing field out. It's all about talent in this series, And you could say here at Daytona, it's not even about talent, it's just about luck. At the end of lap number 5, as Kraus looks on Mertz, at the end of lap 5, Coleman still leads with Luke Fleming and Tim Titch, as those two are trying to effectively tandem away. You see they're close together, as the top 5 are within half a second, and it looks like Dave Calhoun in car number 43 is 1.1 seconds back. On lap number 6, bump drafting is Luke Fleming to Randall Coleman. As on the apron is Jacob Kraus. Ooh, save it. He saved it. We're still good. Kraus on the apron there for a moment. He saved the car, so we are still good here on lap number 6 at the Daytona International Speedway. So Coleman and Fleming, they've been around each other pretty much all week. The Fresh Talent Series, Daniel Wilson won. Super Speedway, I think it was Luke who won that race. The Cup race, Daniel Wilson won in a controversial block, and we can't even bring you that because we had something else to do. And then yesterday's race, Luke Fleming made that interesting pass to sneak by him. And Fleming sneaks to the outside, and now Tim Titch is going to get passed by Mertz on the inside. So that's going to be side-by-side for the third position. As now the 3 Dodges are right under a blanket with Corbin Wentz in a Mustang and a Camaro of Nathan Sovic on the outside. So outside's trying to make it work again. We have 2 Dodges on the inside trying to take the fight to a Dodge, a Ford, and a Camaro. So the 3 manufacturers on the outside with 2 Dodges on the inside. As Corbin Wentz and Carl Robinson getting close. You see the shop on Carl Robinson's car. That's his new podcast, I believe, that they are, him and Jay Lopez and a few others are producing. So I don't know the exact URL. Just search The Shop Podcast on Facebook and you should find it. And I will get an ASN staff member, probably Victor, to post about it on the Facebook page. So, the top 4, Coleman, Fleming, Mertz, Robinson, and then Sovic is in the top 5. Good run for Nathan Sovic. As to the apron is Carl Robinson at the end of lap 8. Randall Coleman is your leader. As a lot of these cars, they seem like they're really, really unstable. They're bouncing off the apron and pushing up, and I think Coleman mentioned it in the driver's meeting, where the setup is a mess to handle. And bump drafting, 3 cars, Mertz, Fleming, and Coleman, as that could end in a bunch of tears, as into the corner they go. On contact around is Robinson from the front bumper of Corbin Wentz, and plowing is Sovic from the 43 Calhoun. Caution is out for the first time today. As we're racing back here at Daytona, we're not racing back, rather, we are coming back to the caution flag here at Daytona, and that was interesting in corner number 3, so let's take a look at what just transpired. On lap number 9 of round number 1 of the Performance Series here at Daytona. Let's do it from the helicopter. Carl Robinson in car number 86, and it's Corbin Wentz in car number 47. He comes down, gets turned, and nearly hit was Kraus. Titch got into Kraus, to the apron went Wentz, and plowed was Calhoun into Sovic. So let's take another look from the onboard camera of Josh Mertz, as he was the only one, he was the closest one to the accident. From the onboard of the 18. .43 just didn't use his brakes, and it made that wreck look much worse than it actually was. So the field has pitted, and it's shaken up. As to the lead now is Tim Titch with Carl Robinson. As these guys, they got and repaired their damage. The leaders, Fleming, Mertz, and Coleman all pitted. So green flag, back in the air on lap number 13 of 50. As all the damaged cars Titch, Robinson, Kraus, Sovic, Calhoun, they are all leading this pack. And 3 wide with Wentz, Mertz, and Coleman on the restart. As Corbin Wentz was really slow, Mertz took advantage of it, as he's going to get by the 47 and slice right in front of the Hertz Ford Mustang. As now this pack of cars, the top 4 are trying to break away from this 3-car train, with Wentz, Whitehill, and Calhoun behind them. As these 3 are not damaged, and the top 4 are damaged. As you see, 179 miles an hour to Fleming, to about 177 to this lead pack. As Kraus to the outside with Sovic. These 3 are now going to follow, as we're on lap number 14 of 50. As Kraus is on the outside in the number 81 Mountain Dew Camaro. As cutting to the inside is Mertz with Coleman. As Whitehill, transponder issue. And stuck on the outside now with Jacob Kraus is Luke Fleming in car number 75. As now Coleman trying to work his way to the front. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to look back to the inside. As leading is Titch, then it's Robinson and Sovic. As Sovic to the apron in car number 7. Is there a problem? No, he just drove to the apron for some odd reason. As now it's 3 versus 3 as Mertz cuts to the inside. And now these guys are having fun in the back, as the top 6 are within half a second, and then it's 1.1 seconds to Jacob Kraus in car number 81. As Titch, Robinson, Sovic, Mertz, Fleming, Coleman, Kraus, Whitehill, Wentz, Calhoun, your running order. Now we're all single file. Riding it out. To the outside is Mertz. Riding it out they were for a second. Mertz trying to get all the slipstream he can in car number 18. Looks to the outside again. Peeks to the inside. It's all about strategy. It's all about cat and mouse to make someone go when you aren't. Looks like the outside is actually going now. Will they move Sovic to the outside? He's going to try it maybe. As into corner number 1 at the end of lap 16, Titch is your leader. As the outside's trying to make a run. Sovic to the outside. Mertz cuts to the inside. What is he doing? As he's going to get the run. Fleming to the outside. And Mertz is just going to cut right past Nathan Sovic. Wow. That was a mean move if I've ever seen one. As Nathan Sovic over the radio, I'm not going to work with you come the end of the race. To the 18. Tim Titch, Carl Robinson, Josh Mertz, Sovic, Fleming, Kraus, Coleman, Whitehill, Wentz, your top 9. As it looks like David Calhoun has front end damage and he's dropped way back. As Carl Robinson is going to hang out behind the 40 car, and we have 4 cars on the outside, 4 cars on the inside, then it's Corbin Wentz. Corbin Wentz is sucking right up to the inside. Sovic looking again to the outside. As these 4 are trying their best to get to the inside, but it's 5-4, and the outside really isn't that good of a groove. Kraus peeking up to the middle, it looked like, as the outside is now falling apart. You can see they're just losing ground inch by inch, second by second, lap by lap. Ground is being lost immensely. As now they were once even with Robinson, now they're even with Kraus. And on the back of the 18 is the 75. They're trying to tandem and it won't work. So it looks like Whitehill might drop to the inside here momentarily, so will Coleman. They can. As everyone on the outside had a full head of steam, and now the head of steam is completely gone. As bump drafting is the 18 with the 75. Into corner number 3 on lap number 19. We are almost 2/5 of the way through this race. As Coleman had already dropped to the inside. To the outside is Carl Robinson. And this is going to hurt them. Maybe they could get a run. It's going to be... No, it's still 5 versus 4. As at the end of lap 19, Tim Titch is your leader. Nathan Sovic, Jacob Kraus, as Carl Robinson transponder issue. Back out to the outside is Coleman, but to the inside now is Luke Fleming. And I don't think Mertz is going to leave the outside for a while. As now to the inside is Carl Robinson, outside Corbin Wentz. Jacob Kraus is looking. As we now have 7 cars on the inside. Now Mertz drops down and leaves Corbin Wentz all alone on the outside groove. Now there's another outside groove peeking out. It almost looked like with Kraus and Robinson with Fleming and Coleman, as they could freight train around this pack, but I don't know if it'd be possible. And so the outside Kraus around! Around is Fleming! And Wentz nearly plows the 18! Caution is out. Because I was just thinking about green flag pit stops, and that happens. So let's take a look at what just transpired under caution, or to bring out the caution, rather. The second one of the day here on lap number 21. So here we go. It's going to be Sovic with Kraus, and he peeks up to the outside. And bump drafting was the 86 and 81. It turned him in front of the field. Coleman got into the 75 to the apron, went to the 18, and started clutching immediately. And Wentz nearly just drove it into the 18. As he said over the radio, yes, I was using my brakes, and that doesn't look like you were using your brakes, Corbin Wentz. As just a couple of cars got turned in front of the field, and everyone almost lost everything. So, pit stops have shaken up the field once again. Now it's going to be Mertz leading, with Coleman, Whitehill, Sovic, Robinson, Fleming, Kraus, Corbin Wentz, Dave Calhoun, Tim Titch. Safety car is off. Mertz will lead us to the green flag, 71 miles an hour. There he goes, picks it up. Not a jumper this time. Green flag in the air, halfway through the race here at Daytona. And now, 3 wide with Sovic, Whitehill, and Coleman. And Coleman is furious over the radio. Why are we 3 wide halfway through the race? Sovic got there, though, in the second position. And Mertz is trying to pull away from the rest of the field. Coming off of corner number 2 and down the backstretch, leads the Dodge Challenger, followed by the Chevrolet Camaro, followed by the Chevrolet Camaro, followed by another Chevrolet Camaro, and finally a Ford Mustang with Luke Fleming. Outside the Revolution Motorsports guys with Coleman and Whitehill, and then Fleming, Titch, and Kraus are looking as well. As Mertz trying to win at Daytona. I don't think he hasn't won at Daytona in 2 years in a stock car. As an issue with the 18, transponder issue there. Oh, this could be bad. And where did the 18 go? Transponder has died on the 18. Oh, and I know he's furious inside that race car. He is furious. If he doesn't pull into the pit lane and punch someone in the face before he gets back in that car. So, that wipes the 18 out of the equation for the race exclusively. He's gone. We have 8 cars now battling for the lead, and it's going to be Randall Coleman, the leader of the race, in car number 24, followed by Sean Whitehill, followed by Luke Fleming, followed by Tim Titch, and I know the 18's pulling down pit lane and punching someone in the face at the current moment. Especially the transponder company, or the transponder bolting company, or someone involving the transponder. As past pit lane, the 18's still not there, so he is working his way somewhere around the racetrack to get back to the pit lane. Anywho, the leader of the race is Randall Coleman, and he won yesterday. And he did not win yesterday. He won when, I completely forgot when he won. Let me think about it here. He won the truck race. No, he didn't. Super Speedway. No. Cup race. I'll figure out. I'll figure it out later. It was Wilson. Then it was Tuesday with Fleming. Wednesday was Wilson. Thursday, the truck race. That was Fleming. No, Tuesday was Randall Coleman. Okay, I got confused. Tuesday was Randall Coleman. Fleming was chasing him to the start-finish line. So it was Wilson, Coleman, Wilson, Fleming. And now we have this race. We're still waiting for the 18 to leave the pit lane, and I don't think they've got the 18 team really isn't that experienced in bolting transponders onto the car. So, I mean, the 88 team, they can get in and out within 2 laps. But the 18, they're typically knowing that his car is going to stay on the track and the officials aren't going to call him into the pit lane. So, there he is. Oh, he's furious. As the field's going to go by and put him 4 laps down. And you know the driver inside the 18 car is furious because he was leading that pack 4 laps ago, and now he is not. As we're single file here with Coleman, Titch, Fleming, Sovic, Whitehill, Robinson, Kraus, Wentz, and Calhoun. Remember I said the 18's out of it? He's completely out of it. As he's furious inside that 18, the Red Bull Dodge. I wouldn't get near him after the checkered flag because he's probably going to punch someone in the face that makes the transponders for this series. It's coming to end lap number 30. It's going to be Randall Coleman with Tim Titch, Luke Fleming, Nathan Sovic, and Sean Whitehill is this lead group. As we're pretty much single file, I think it's time to do one of these. As Randall Coleman leads at Daytona, followed by Tim Titch, followed by Nathan Sovic and Sean Whitehill. The field's pretty much single file, and then you have the 18 who's punching someone in the face right now. Pretty much single file, ending lap number 32. And Corbin Wentz, he's off the lead lap as well. He actually had to pit, and because of that wreck, he got put into the longest line. And he's off the lead lap. And Mertz is 4 laps down, but he's getting his laps scored back because the fast rulebook says it's not, it's our problem. Sure, well, it effectively says if your transponder falls off, you pit, and you have to get it bolted back on, and you get all of your laps back but 1. From a driver's standpoint, that's kind of a BS rule. From a race official standpoint, that's a good rule because, yes, they have to pay for something that is out of their control, or they don't have to pay for something that's out of their control because they lost 4 laps, but they don't want to give them an unfair advantage by just putting them back on the lead lap. As Robinson and Sovic nearly hooked bumper, it looked like they did, and that nearly sent the 40 into the grass. Good save by Tim Titch, side by side is Sovic with Robinson, now Sovic with Kraus, and now Wentz with Kraus and Fleming back there as well. Remember, Wentz isn't on the lead lap, but he's battling. He is currently, looks like Sean Whitehill also with a transponder issue, and he is leaving the pit lane too. So the 88 has gotten that car, the transponder back on that car. And remember when I told you that the 88 is better at doing transponder repairs than the 18? The field's going to come around and put him 2 laps down. It's better than the 18's 4. His ending lap number 34 is Randall Coleman by 0.07 of a second over Tim Titch. The outside is Wentz with Fleming, the Carolina Motorsports teammates, and wow, Team Boss is going to leave his teammate out to dry. The lapped car does not get a position in the running order. As lap number 35 being tackled now. As you remember, Monday for the Automotive Sports Network On Demand, NASA Rallycross Round 3 from Charlotte. Can Josh Mertz lengthen his points lead, or will Dylan Livengood ride his momentum from the win in Valkenswaard, or will Tano Smith bounce back from his lost momentum from his victory at Croft, or will a new driver take the win away? 8 p.m. Eastern Time, NASA Rallycross Round 3 from Charlotte, ASN On Demand. Hope you can join us there. For the meantime, lap number 36 now being tackled, and it's all Randall Coleman, your defending champion of the Fast, what was the Sports Stock Series, now the Alienware Performance Series, trying to lengthen his win streak here in the Fast Performance Series. This is the first race for this newly renamed series. And there's 8 other drivers, 7 other drivers in this, 6 rather. Wow, I learned how to count. 6 drivers that are on the lead lap. They want to steal that away. Plus Corbin Wentz, who's off the lead lap. And Sean Whitehill is now 2 laps down, and it looks like he's going to get swallowed up by this pack momentarily. As Coleman still leads on lap number 36, now 37. As we are getting down to the nitty-gritty, close to 10 laps to go. And will anyone be able to take the fight to the 24? Radio communications say the 40 is going to hang out with the 24, and everyone needs to pile up on the outside, meaning follow, I didn't mean wreck. Everyone needs to gang up on the outside to pass these two, otherwise the lead and win is just Randall Coleman's. As Sovic has announced a limited schedule for his racing campaign, this is probably his last race. Sponsorship issues on the 7. They have Tax Slayer for this one race, but sponsorship issues are going to hinder the 7 in all of their campaigns. I believe Mountain Dew, all the sponsors they had this week were a one-race deal. Tax Slayer a one-race deal, but we'll keep you posted if the 7 car and 7 truck can get more sponsorship. As it looks like the left-hand side of Carl Robinson's spoiler is 10 feet up in the air, as there's a lot of damage on the left-hand side of that car. As Jacob Kraus is tagging along, so the top 5 are 0.4 of a second under a blanket on lap number 38. And really, fastest lap of the race, even though it doesn't matter, is Corbin Wentz at a 48. Oh, the religious people are going to hate me. 0.666. And no, I didn't mean offense by saying that. If you take offense, I sincerely apologize. There's Sean Whitehill. He's going to be put a second lap down. So the battle for 8th spot is between Mertz and Wentz has it because he's in the pack, and the lowly 18 car is crying a storm over the radio. And here's Corbin Wentz battling with Carl Robinson and David Calhoun. So the top 5 are going to fight it out for themselves, but you need, as Luke Fleming's saying over the radio, you need about 5 cars to pass 2 effectively. As it's a Camaro, a Challenger, a Camaro, a Mustang, a Camaro, a Mustang, a Dodge Challenger, a Mustang, a Challenger, and a Camaro. That's your running order. It's fantastic to see muscle cars, pony cars in this series, as the Toyota Camry Corbin Huffman mobile of Austin Hakes did not pass tech inspection. On the outside, Sean Whitehill will put 2 laps down, but he's in the pack. The only car missing from this pack, or within sighting distance of the pack, is the 18 of Josh Mertz, and that's why he's so frustrated. Lap number 38 is now in the books. As I believe 12 laps to go. Here at Daytona, Sovic to the outside. Fleming going to join him possibly. He looked for a moment. The momentum was there, and now it's not. As you feel like Superman, you get a huge run into the corner. You feel like Superman. You duck to the outside. You hit a brick wall of air. It's said all the time by the major broadcasters in the NASCAR races and plate tracks. I'm going to repeat it, and I'm going to probably bash my head into the floor by saying this. But with draft, when you're drafting someone, it makes you faster, obviously, and when you pull on a line, you have so much momentum, but when you pull on a line, bam, brick wall, and you're going nowhere. As Sovic now looking to the outside again. End of lap number 40. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty here. 11 laps to go here at Daytona, and can anyone dethrone Randall Coleman from this race? And it doesn't look like they can. As Kraus still running after those two wrecks, so is Whitehill's in the pack, but he's a lead or 2 laps down. So this pack is 6 cars, but it's only 5 lead lap cars. Calhoun is tandeming with Corbin Wentz, who is a lap down, and Carl Robinson has completely lost the draft. So once again, tune in to the shop. Type it in on Facebook, the Shop Podcast. You see it on the hood of the 86 car, as they're trying to get something started that covers NASCAR, F1, IndyCar, you name it. They'll cover it in a podcast show that reviews. It's an opinion-based show, I believe. So check it out, the Shop Podcast on Facebook. As we have a race to be decided here. But it doesn't look like anyone can get past this guy. And he's the defending champion of this series. As, remember, Nathan Curtis won Fresh Talent, Hakes won Super Speedway, Adam Sweet won Cup, Austin Hakes won Truck, and now your defending champion, Randall Coleman, is leading the race here today. I don't think any defending champion has won the opening race this week, as, like I mentioned, Daniel Wilson won Fresh Talent, as Randall Coleman won Super Speedway, Cup was Daniel Wilson, Trucks was Luke Fleming, and now the final race of the week, and Randall Coleman is the defending champion, and he's also leading the race. So lap number 43, can he do it? As we've been sitting here for 10 laps contemplating if he could, and I don't know, honestly. I do not know. I mean, the 40 is content. There goes the outside Sovic. He's trying to make a run. Can he do it? He can't pop to the inside if he wanted to. Yes, he does, but that's going to leave Fleming out of line. As he tried it, and that's going to leave Luke Fleming out of line. Will he get in line with Kraus? Yes, he will. No, he won't. No, he won't. So Fleming's going to lose 2 spots. As this is getting good. Losing. Laps are ticking down. Lap number 44 now. And Fleming looking for a moment. So is Whitehill. Sovic's going to try it. He's going to try it every time, but it won't work because there's not enough cars. As these two are perfectly content running on the bottom and holding their positions, obviously enough. As Tim Titch in second. Will he make a move? It's already been said that he probably wouldn't. Is that challenge template? Those new... I don't know if they're a new challenger or prototype challenger, but those are, in my opinion, very ugly looking. His car is nice, but the paint scheme is nice, but the car looks terrible. As, I don't know if that was an unofficial decal, as Dodge does not factory support a team, I don't think. I think they support the 18. Let's go back and see him. Yeah, they do support him because they have the fancy stripes logo, but the 86 and 40 do not have that, so I don't believe that they are factory-supported Dodges, so that's why they have a different decal package. As lap number 45 now, and Randall Coleman is just hanging out on the bottom groove. You might call it a low-line fest, but there's nobody really to challenge him. As it's Coleman, Titch, Sovic, Fleming, Kraus. Whitehill is in 10th, but he's 2 laps down. Then it's Calhoun in 6th. 7th is Carl Robinson. 8th is Corbin Wentz. 9th is Josh Mertz. And the aforementioned Sean Whitehill right there is in 10th. 5 laps to go now. Flagger has his hand wide open at the start-finish line. 5 to go for Randall Coleman. Can he get this win in car number 24 and open his title defense up in style? As it doesn't look like anyone is planning to move. Will someone move? Here around is Sovic! And that might end the race, as in the fence is Jacob Kraus! Wow! What a wreck! As we're racing back to the caution flag. As transponder issues all over the place, and hopefully he can cross the line. As Jacob Kraus got in the fence in car number 81. As coming around to take the caution flag, and this probably will end the race as they're going to come to 4 laps to go. As coming to the line, At the line, it's going to be Randall Coleman, followed by Tim Titch to take the caution flag. So what a wreck, and let's go see what just happened. As wow, Jacob Kraus. I can't even explain what just happened. So here we go. From the corner number 2 camera, let's see what just transpired. From half speed, it looks like they tried a tandem and he bumper hooked, and that sent Whitehill hard into the outside wall, and Jacob Kraus just got launched into the catch fence! And that nearly sent him above the racetrack for car number 81. As, wow, what a wreck. So let's go on board as Sovic got turned in front of the field. From the helicopter, let's see what transpired here. From half speed, Whitehill turns the 7, which then he gets sent up the track and gets hit by the 75, and it doesn't look like Kraus hit the brakes at all. So you could say that's what he got, because he did not hit the brakes at all and plowed right into the 7 and launched him into the catch fence. So we have one more camera angle here, and we're going to ride on board with Jacob Kraus, and hopefully the camera stays alive, because if it does, I am going to do something in my pants that's very bad. So on board, car number 81, we're on board with Jacob Kraus. Full speed, enjoy. See, when you see sky, that's not a very good idea. Well, that's not a very good thing. So, the field is rounding the corner here. And coming to the checkered flag, Randall Coleman is your leader. Tim Titch, Luke Fleming, David Calhoun, Nathan Sovic. 6th place, as it's Coleman, Titch, Fleming, Calhoun, Sovic, Robinson, Wentz, Mertz, Kraus, and Sean Whitehill. So as we go around the racetrack, as Randall Coleman will burn it down, let's go through the ASN social media for the final time. Facebook page is facebook.com/Automotive Sports Network. Twitter.com is twitter.com/ASNTV_USA. Join the conversation via hashtag ASNTVUSA on Facebook and Twitter. ASN On Demand is youtube.com/ASNTVUSA. ASN Live is twitch.tv/ASNTVUSA. Our site is asntv.us. And for any broadcast inquiries, comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions, asntvUSA@gmail.com. As this broadcast was brought to you by Java Shot Designs, if you need any painting done for any of your racing interests, contact Adam Sweet at his page at facebook.com/Java Shot Designs. So we're going to find Randall Coleman getting ready to burn it down here in Daytona. And here we are getting ready to burn it down. There he goes. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching this presentation of the Automotive Sports Network, your source for motorsports for all of us here at ASN, as Randall Coleman burns it down. Congratulations to him. As keep in mind, Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, NASA Rallycross from Charlotte. Until then, so long, everyone.